Welcome to Petters Remodeling. Today we're building a freestanding coat rack, also known as a coat tree. It'll be about 6 feet tall. I'll have some hooks on the top, some hooks in the middle, and some nice fancy legs on the bottom. Before we go further, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button on the video, and also to invite you to browse through the channel and see and take a look at my other videos. And if you like one, comment down below. If you have any questions or suggestions, comment down below, and I'll be sure to get to them. Let's get started. I have made these templates out of 1/4-inch panel, and as you can see, I've got a very tight flat line on both of these, and these will allow for a great tight fit against any surface. Because material is a little commodity right now at this point, or it's a little expensive, I'm going to be very stingy with my material. And so what I'm doing is I'll be cutting these little about 5.5, 6-inch pieces at miters. And this is what I'll be doing. I'll be lining up my template on that 45. Right here, let me see if this will, so you guys can see it better. I'll be lining the flat edge of the template against the saw curve, against the saw cut, and then I'll be tracing my pattern. And this will ensure that I have as little waste as possible. I'll need four of these for the top, and then I'll need 4 of these for the middle section. To ensure that I make all the cuts fast, I've established my stop block on this side, and I'm just going to repeat all my cuts. The hooks in the middle have a smaller footprint than the hooks that are going to be the ones on the top. So of course these will require slightly less material to be cut. I'll adjust my stop block. Great, once I have all my pieces cut, I'm going to trace the templates and then cut them off in my bandsaw. If you don't have a bandsaw, a jigsaw works. Before I get to the bandsaw, I think I'm going to do all the cutting at the same time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut my patterns for the 4 legs. For the legs, I'll be using 1-inch stock. It's a panel that is made out of pine. I'll cut 2 pieces at 17 inches, square it off, and then trace my template on here. One of the most important things in this build is the accuracy of your templates. For example, the leg has to be at a 90 degree in order for your leg to be successful. A good way to check this is putting it against your square, ensuring that this this edge here is completely flat against your square, like so. And then you're going to slide it up against so that this edge here meets the other end of the square, and that it also creates a nice tight seal here. Once you've got that squared away, and if by chance you need to remove one of the edges just so that it lines up better, you can always sand it down. So once it's at a perfect 90, then your template is ready to go, and you'll be sure that your legs are not going to fail, or that whatever it is that you're using as a template. So I'm going to line up this bottom part against the cut right here, as tight, as clean as possible, as smooth as possible. And then I'm going to ensure that this one here also is very tight, or very clean. And then I'm simply going to trace my pattern. When you're tracing your pattern, you want to use a very fine writing utensil. You don't want to use anything too big. Aim small, miss small. Okay, one leg is done, and I'm going to flip my template and cut off the other side, or mark the other side. And here we go, 2 legs from one board. I'll repeat the same process on this one. Great, I've got all my templates marked for both hooks and for the legs. Now here comes one of the most consuming parts of this build, and that's cutting everything up. I'll do that in my bandsaw. Again, like I said earlier, if you don't have a bandsaw, this works just fine with a jigsaw. Just take your time, follow the pattern, and try to stay outside of the line. And then you can always come back with the sander and clean and get to the line as close as you can. See me at the bandsaw. Okay, my 4 legs are cut out. My 4 hooks that are gonna go on the top are cut out, and the 4 hooks that are going in the middle have been cut out as well. Now time for sanding, and then now time for sanding. I went ahead and I did a 1/4 inch round over on all my pieces, legs, the top hooks, and the bottom hooks. What I'm going to do now is some more sanding on the sides now, and clean up a little bit where the router left just a rough cut. But shouldn't be a big deal. I'll probably start with some maybe 120 grit, and then if I have to move up to finer, but I think 120 should suffice for now. After I have these, I'll begin working on what's going to be the actual pedestal itself. So more sanding.